Out of nowhere, a stranger collapsed by the river, struggling to breathe, alone. But one young man didn't walk by. He ran to help. And in that moment, good fortune began to find its way home. In a quiet corner of a fading Midwestern town, there lived a young man named Ethan. Life had not been kind to him. His clothes were torn at the seams, his boots leaked in the rain, and every day was a battle just to put food on the table. But Ethan had something richer than money: the love of his wife, Sarah. She was heavily pregnant now, glowing even in their tiny, drafty apartment. The way they looked at each other, the gentle way he touched her belly, the way she fixed his collar before he left. It was obvious to anyone who saw them. Their love was deep, unbreakable, the kind that made hardship feel bearable. Every morning, Ethan set out to find work, any work, to bring home something for them to eat. One gray afternoon, as he walked the path along the riverbank toward town, he spotted an old man sitting on a folding chair by the water. The man was well-dressed, fine coat, polished shoes, expensive fishing rod. But his face was pale, his breathing labored. He clutched his chest, struggling, clearly in distress. Ethan didn't hesitate. He rushed over, knelt beside him, and asked, "Sir, are you okay? Do you have medicine?" The old man nodded weakly toward his pocket. Ethan carefully pulled out an inhaler, helped him use it, then rubbed his back gently until the breathing eased. No rush, no expectation, just quiet, steady help. When the old man, Mr. Harlan, finally caught his breath, he looked up at Ethan with grateful eyes. He saw the torn clothes, the tired lines on the young man's face, and something stirred in him. "Son," he said, voice still shaky, "you just saved my life. What's your name?" Ethan told him, humble as always. Mr. Harlan studied him a moment, then said, "Come with me. I own a construction company nearby. I could use a good hand like yours." Ethan started the job immediately. He worked longer hours than anyone, never complained, and quietly helped others, sharing tools, covering for a sick coworker, even fixing a broken lunch truck door for free. Mr. Harlan, who had lived alone for decades with no wife or children, began sending his trusted butler to watch Ethan secretly. The reports came back glowing. "He's the hardest worker there, sir, and the kindest. Never takes credit, always lifts others up." One day, Mr. Harlan decided to see for himself. He visited the site unannounced. At lunch break, he watched Ethan open his packed meal, simple sandwich and an apple, then carefully wrap it back up untouched and slip it into his bag. Curious, Mr. Harlan followed discreetly with the butler as Ethan walked home. What Mr. Harlan saw next broke something open in his lonely heart. Ethan pulled out the food and set it before Sarah. "This is for you and the baby," he said softly. "I ate at the sight." But Sarah shook her head, tears in her eyes, and pushed half back to him. "We share everything, Ethan. Always." They ate together slowly, laughing quietly, holding hands across the tiny table. Two people so in love, so selfless, that even in hunger, they put each other first. Mr. Harlan stepped back into the shadows, eyes misty. He had built wealth, houses, a company, but never a home like this. Never a love like this. In that moment, he decided he would step into their lives not as a boss, but as family. From that day, Mr. Harlan became the father figure Ethan never had, and the grandfather-to-be Sarah needed. He made sure they had what they required: doctor visits, warm clothes, a bigger place to live. When the time came, Sarah gave birth to beautiful twin babies, a boy and a girl. Mr. Harlan was there at the hospital, holding Ethan's hand in the waiting room, tears streaming down his face. Years of loneliness melted away in that simple moment. Mr. Harlan looked down at the tiny faces, then up at Ethan and Sarah, and whispered, "Thank you for letting me in." Ethan squeezed his shoulder. Sarah wiped a tear. They were no longer just surviving. They were a family. Kindness doesn't always shout. Sometimes it arrives quietly, like a young man helping a stranger by a river. But when it's real, when it's selfless and shared, it doesn't just change one life. It builds a whole new one. And good fortune? It finds its way to hearts that never stopped giving, even when they had so little left to give. If this story touched your heart, if it reminded you that kindness really does come back around, then hit that like button to spread the warmth. Subscribe so you don't miss the next one, and leave a comment below. Tell me, what's one small act of kindness you've seen or done that changed someone's day? I read every single one, and I can't wait to hear yours. Thank you for being here. True kindness builds families where none existed. Always.